pick up the picks in the background here.
Where
Lewis took a really commanding lead again, going nearly spotless. I will say your record once it loads up.
Beautiful.
Lewis running away. He went 7-1 on the night. Brian went 6-2, and of course, me, the risk taker, went 4-4. That brings Lewis's record up to 36-11. Brian up to 28-19. Probably the only one that can probably catch him at this point.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to the match, but look, we'll get to that Seth and Finn match because we gotta have a conversation about that. But we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But we can start with the first match of the night, a very entertaining match. I was surprised by this match, how good it was. Logan Paul versus Ricochet, a highlight affair. Logan Paul getting the win on that one with the brass knucks, of course. Samantha Irvin, I don't know if you guys saw this on Instagram or videos afterwards when she's announcing Logan Paul as the winner. Very distraught, it looks like, and I'm just sitting there. Why didn't you grab the nuts? Why didn't you help your man out? But what do you guys think about this match opening the card and being as good as it was?
Let me go on this one, Brian.
Yeah, you go on.
Yo, no lie. As soon as he was getting past, and I didn't even see who it was. I know they said the person's name, but I didn't even see like their face or whoever the hell it was. I thought she was gonna be like, nah, and then was gonna cost him the match, but hey, a heel did what a heel does, and it was the right call. You know, Logan needs a win. This is somebody who could take a loss and is not gonna go away in the shuffle, you know, but it was a perfect timing for him to get that win. So, and definitely a great match. Yeah. Again, him showing his skill, no matter, I mean, and, you know, I'm sorry. I think for him being where he's at, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where he can be a babyface unless he gets, unless something drastic happens where he gets a shit ton of sympathy. I don't think he'll ever be a babyface, but he played the part and it was still a great match. So sucks for Ricochet, but, you know, I feel like he's been getting more highlights, and I don't think this is like his last big spot that he's ever going to get, you know, so.
We can only hope because Ricochet's booking has always been very shaky, at least in the last 2 years. Before when he initially came to the roster, I think he was U.S. champion, and I think he's had a couple of runs with the IC title, but his booking for the last few years has been shaky at best. So we can only hope that he is able to take some momentum from this match with Logan Paul, which was exactly what we thought it would be as advertised. A lot of athleticism. I mean, you see obviously with Ricochet, you know, the 630. I watched a podcast that Ricochet had done with Chris Van Vliet, and he was talking about the 630 as a move, and I remember him specifically saying that like actually hurts him more than the other guy, being spinning that way, having all that momentum on his body. But very very impressive match with Logan Paul. I mean, his performances in the ring, they speak for themselves. I mean, it would have been nice for Samantha Irvin to get involved. I mean, she was introduced into the story on Raw, so you would think that with being introduced in the story, that obviously meant that she was going to have some involvement in this match. But I guess they strayed away from that. Now, me personally, even when William Regal was doing it, I never was a fan of the brass nuts finish. I mean, come
on.
It's just a preference for me. I mean, I understand the psychology behind it as a heel, you know, taking the shortcut. Why not win with just one punch with brass knuckles on? I understand that. I just never been a fan of it because I always look at it as like, okay, that's something that me, my mother, anybody can really do. Just grab a pair of nuts and just swing on somebody and knock them out. I mean. But that's just my. I mean, that's just preference. Yeah, it's effective. But other than that, this was a great match. It was a great opener. You know, getting the show off to a strong start. So definitely hope that Ricochet, as I stated, takes some momentum from this. What happens with Logan Paul now in WWE, we don't know. But I think it was announced that Logan Paul is about to have a boxing match a couple of months.
Yeah.
What was the guy he's up against? Was it a UFC? It's a UFC guy.
Is it? I thought he was like a former boxer or something.
Or a former boxer, or whoever. So yeah, so he has that coming up.
I don't really know who he is.
Yeah, so we're probably not gonna see Logan Paul for a little bit, but great match, great way to start the show.
And for Dan, why? I guess answer me this:
yeah,
why does? Sorry, real quick for Dan. Why does he need brass knuckles if he has the greatest knockout punch in the business right now?
Because with the brass knuckles, it enhances that punch even more.
He's building his character. He's building his character. Okay, it's just another element that
but he's a
you
boxer.
might be able to survive the right hand first initially.
But he's
I put that brass knucks on there.
Lewis.
I put that brass knucks on there.
Yeah, Lewis. Every time we have this argument, about this right hand,
that's all it was. That's all it was.
Huh?
Just a little splash. Just a little splash on his character.
But he didn't need it with Seth.
Splash on his character. That's
he didn't
all
need it for Seth. And he knocked him out. What, like
he didn't get the
times?
opportunity. He didn't get the opportunity.
Look, Lewis. Every time we talk about that punch, every time we talk about that punch, I have to say the same thing over and over again, and because it's valid. When Logan Paul was feuding with Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman legitimized the punch. And when Paul Heyman legitimizes something as a threat, then you have to take it as a threat moving forward because this is Paul Heyman, the one of the greatest managers of all time.
Perfectly said.
So then why brass knuckles needed if he already has it? And he already has this one punch man punch.
He was just adding. He was just adding to his character. He was just showing up Detroit. They all hate him. Well, hate me now. Now I got the brass knucks on my hand on top of my right hand. And now I put away your baby face that you're cheering for in front of his lady, and she has to announce my name. It's even worse that she know I use the brass knucks. That's all it is. Just a little bit more, a little dash on his character. And now the brass knucks can be used going forward in his matches and try to figure that out. It's a nice little element to his character.
I don't know. I think just like, come on. If we know he's a legitimate boxer. When you're a legitimate boxer, you have to license your hand. So it's like, I feel like brass knuckles is definitely for someone who obviously is just like trying to get I don't know. I feel like either like a low blow or something probably could have done the job more effective, like heelish, I guess. When it's like you're a boxer, you don't need brass knuckles. I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
He's a heel. He's a heel, Lewis.
That's why I said why not use a low blow?
Him to be. He's a
why
heel.
Not use the low blow though?
He used brass knucks. He used brass.
But he doesn't
nuts.
need it.
Come on, man.
That's just how many times do you see Roman use a brass knucks and he uses
does a heel need to cheat? Does a heel need to cheat in order to win?
Yeah.
No.
I just said
they don't. They do it because they are a heel.
I know that. I'm just saying for his character. He's a character who's a boxer. That's like, why does the boxer need brass knuckles? He already has knockout power in his hands.
It adds to it. It adds to his character.
I think he could have used a different. I think he could have used a different heel tactic. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're a hater.
I was not hating.
I think you're a hater on the.
I'm saying be a heel. But if you're a boxer, why do you need brass knuckles?
More incensed. Now you're even more incensed. What does it matter? He's a heel. Again, a heel doesn't have to need a reason to cheat. He just does it.
That's not what I'm debating. That's not what I'm disputing. And you're focused on the wrong point. I'm saying he's a boxer who doesn't need brass knuckles.
I understand what you're saying.
How many knockouts has he already had in WWE? He knocked out Seth like 3 times. He knocked out Ricochet as well. And then he knocked somebody else out. Didn't he knock out The Miz?
Yeah, he knocked out Miz.
That's like 5 knockouts.
I don't think so.
What?
I think it
doesn't matter. Add Ricochet to the list.
Does matter. It does matter. If your move is a knockout punch.
Add Ricochet. Add Ricochet to the list again at SummerSlam.
Okay, but
that's all I'm saying.
So tell me
the heel doesn't need to do something.
It would have made more sense if he would have done the knockout punch and then Ricochet got up. Then okay, fuck it. Now I'm gonna use brass knuckles. I feel like that would make more sense than just like, oh, give me brass knucks. You're like, you're a boxer.
Let me ask you this: Did you question why Triple H used the sledgehammer? If he's the cerebral assassin, if he's the game, if he's the best to ever do it.
That's not what I'm questioning. The man is a boxer.
I'm just asking a
The man is
question.
a boxer.
I'm just saying, Triple H is the best in the business. He was the
Oh, my
game.
God.
The game was wrestling.
Okay,
Why would he need
a
to do
heel
something
tactic? Yes,
outside of
but
the
that's a
realm of
heel
wrestling
tactic.
to win a match?
That's a heel tactic, though.
That's all I'm saying.
That's a
all
heel
I'm
tactic
saying.
for his character.
You just answered your own question. It's a heel tactic. That's why he did it.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
it also
heel
depends.
tactic.
It depends on the heel. The actual move is what I'm saying.
What does it matter? Again, Triple H doesn't have to use a sledgehammer, but he went and grabbed it anyway. He doesn't have to use that.
All right,
Triple
on
H
to
is
the next
6'4",
one.
270.
On to the next one.
I'm just saying.
This is gonna be a thing for these matches tonight. All right,
We can continue moving on.
These gonna be long ones.
Yeah.
I didn't even think we were gonna stay for that long.
We're not even at the doozy. That was just the first one.
Yeah,
That was just the first one. But we can move on to Cody Rhodes versus